Oh wow, the prelude. Holy cow. Immediately I'm already hit by nostalgia. Okay, give me a second while I get the stream started. And hopefully everything's working fine.
Howdy howdy. Time for a fake out.
Howdy howdy, not mana. Oh wow. Sorry. I'm gonna be a little bit gushy for this stream, certainly. Let me just double check if it's going okay on the sourcing. Yeah, the audio seems fine on the other end. Let me pause it slightly, so let me just hear it a little bit. Sorry, just I need to balance this. Testing the microphone a little bit. Testing the microphone a little bit. Testing the microphone a little bit. All right, time to test it again. 1, 2, test. All right, time to test testing it 1, 2. 1, 2, test. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, that seems all right, right? I think it's a little bit loud. That seems all right, right? I think it's a little bit loud. That seems all right, right? Okay, an echo. It's just a tad loud. Let me just go and make the fix over here in the options in the game. It's a little bit loud still. Yeah, that seems good now. Okay. I'll need to pin various different things. Let me just switch to face cam first. All right, folks. Hello, it's me, Ambig, and I'm back. Let me test the little chat bot here. Make sure that he's working fine.
Test.
Yep, that's good. Right, pin this message here. Let me start a poll. Thanks for coming along for a watching. Exclamation point. Did you like the stream? Question mark. Yep. And subbed. Let's go ahead and live chat here. Okay. The test works fine, I think. I'm going to go over to the social link manually and pin this at the end of the stream. Is this going to be a completely blind run through? As in blind, as in I've never played this version before, but holy cow, this game is my childhood. I know it's like there, I remember vividly all of the because I pretty much replayed this game. I played this game before when I was a child. I replayed the game when it got re-released on the Game Boy Advance. Back when I started streaming, but I didn't actually play it because I thought it was too like, you know, in my naivete, I thought that, oh, Final Fantasy's too mass. It's too there's too many people playing it. I'm not going to be able to contribute anything to the sphere of Let's Players who's trying to capitalize on popular games. I love the obscure stuff, so yeah, I didn't actually come back to play this game at all, and it's a regret because I certainly love Final Fantasy VI, and it has a lot of history for me. Yeah, even before my accident, right? So, let me before we start, the ads are starting on Twitch, so I'm just gonna thank my members so far and who's actually supporting this channel the way you are. So I want to thank you, Apilux, Manta, Hafavega Chapa. Techno needs to leave the current members list, but that's fine. I was hoping he'd jump back in at some time. So Amislam, Chris Burton, Sherry Zahid, and Nana. Thank you for being members and or subscribers on Twitch at the time of streaming, getting to watch vid early, getting some cool badges and emojis, and getting turned into a Pokemon. And if you want to contribute to my channel that way, check out the links in the description about my membership program. Oh wait, I forgot to add the link to the membership program in the description. Oh well, I guess this is going to be the first of many. Click the join button. I guess that's it. It's on YouTube and sub on Twitch, whatever, right? But if you want to support my channel in any other way, like the video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you want to see more, click on the bell to get notified for whenever we go live. And yeah, that's going to be it. Let's see if our game is set up on PC. On here. Okay, yeah. I know we're still on the, whatchamacallit, friggin' Warhammer background. I might fix that at a later date. And oh wow, the let me move my camera a little to fix just a little bit of the whatchamacallit, anti-aliasing, no, the poor cropping. If I have a really good ring light, a really strong ring light, this thing in the back wouldn't be a problem. But budgetary constraints, what can I do? Let me talk with the camera down a little bit. Budgetary constraints. That thing in the back is not the most not the best curtain for it. I mean, it's doing well enough in terms of whatchamacallit, in terms of doing away with the curtains. I mean, where is it? Where's the webcam? Just so that you could see. Yeah, it's doing well enough to get rid of the curtains, but I can't make the curtain on. It's right at the corner of where the stuff is, so I can't actually make it better. Okay, that'll have to do. Yep, that's it. Right. Okay. So where do I begin? So I've always wanted to talk about the Pixel Remaster for a very long time, ever since it came out. I think Pro Jared covered it very extensively about how awesome and how amazing the music is. But the only difference between me and Pro Jared that I could probably contribute is the fact that I have a master's degree in music composition. So yeah, I probably should use that little rotting degree to talk a little bit more about the music than being able to, you know, and instead of just keeping it to myself on how I got inspired to pursue a music career in the first place thanks to this game. But anyways, I wanted to go and look at the extras. Of course, first thing, I want to just thank whoever came up with the idea of getting a full music player available with the soundtrack completely, with either the arrangement or the what's the Yeah, either the arrangement or the original version, and having a choice to play with either, right? Okay. So with this, I'm going to talk a little bit before we jump into the gameplay about the limitations of hardware and the sweet spot that Nobuo Uematsu was able to capture in this. Because the most important thing you need to know about Final Fantasy VI was one of 3 games on the Super Nintendo, right? So Super Nintendo has a few things superior to the original NES. First off, definitely is the hardware limitation or the musical limitations on it. And I'm not sure if I actually want if this is going to be my take, but this is one of the few things I wanted to do for my dissertation, but wasn't able to because there wasn't enough research on it and not enough data on it for me to do. But the thing is, the music of Final Fantasy or the music of the NES games in general were very, 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 very slated to fantasy settings. Like it is, like there are a few exceptions where the NES hardware or the Super Nintendo hardware actually comes into play. Oh, okay. Give me a second. I don't like that. Okay. Let me just pause for a little bit for that game. Your hardware, or actually, this. Okay. I'm getting a little bit angry. I'm gonna deduct a point here for whoever decided to put this up here. You literally have a song that is designed to play on loop infinitely. And why the heck did you put it on a fade out? Literally your hardware, the game's hardware and the game's design for the music is to put it on infinite loop, and then you actually stopped it so that you can't loop it infinitely. Oh, that is gypped, right? That is a poor show. It's 1 minute 55, right? And if I switch to the other one, 1 minute 56. Let's see if it loops. The thing is, I understand with the older the newer limitations. Okay, now the music cannot infinitely loop, but the older hardware literally is designed for you to loop the music infinitely, and the songs are designed to loop infinitely. And anyways, okay, back to the point that I was trying to make. Right, the music and the hardware limitations made it so that games on the Super NES, in particular, are designed are more slated to play things like what is it? Fantasy and music of an orchestral nature. Very much so, because sounds in the orchestra or sounds within musical or traditional instruments are much better replicated through the original hardware than things. Why am I dropping frames? Wait, what happened? Am I still here? Am I still live?
test.
Okay, it's working, right? But yeah. Okay, so that's working. We'll figure out if in the near future there's going to be more. Why is the bitrate so low? Why is the bitrate so low today? That is not normal. Did I suddenly get throttled down now that I picked Final Fantasy as a stream choice? Okay, it's doing better now. Okay, yeah, but hardware limitations within the game itself made it so that a lot of games, especially in the SNES era, definitely has more tendency to be creative, certainly, with their musical choices or use of music. The most distinct thing that was missing, especially back in those days, was any use of electric instruments that has things like distortion. You will more specific, especially ones that have a lot of nuance. One of the definitely one of the things that will pop up as a great example is the electric guitar. You'll hear its limitation very, very clearly, and that's why all right. I want you to hear this, and go and listen to where is it? Okay, I'm just going to jump back onto the screen here. No. For example, the battle theme here. Relatively famous battle theme. Right. You won't be able to hear it here. But I'm going to switch this to the original version. Immediately you hear the hardware limitation of the electric guitar sound in comparison to the trumpet. Yeah, you could hear the trumpet very, very similarly, and the guitar is relegated to a background rhythmic punctuation, right? And you eventually hear Nobuo Uematsu like vent his frustrations in later iterations of Final Fantasy. In Final Fantasy VII, you hear it in the battle theme, but I think it's because he wants to showcase the capabilities of the hardware as well. Because instead of the of this sound, you instead of very basic, right? You could hear the battle theme of the Final Fantasy VII going much more dynamic in comparison to the Final Fantasy VI version. So, yeah, what the most glaring thing is the electric guitar. Biggest trouble replicating the sound, because if you want to replicate the electric guitar sound on this, to make it sound something like, this. Yeah, much. You could already hear the different sounds that the electric guitar here is playing. Okay, one. Okay, so like I said, there are nuances in other instruments, certainly, especially in the horns and in the trumpet. And you could hear the slight glissandos up and down here and there, and all the various bits of nuance here, but less of that is lost through synthesizing. Yeah. Ooh. Sorry, I just heard the organ there, the Hammond organ. Okay, one more time. Yeah, but yeah, the electric guitar certainly suffered the most, and I think no better song exemplifies Nobuo Uematsu's frustration of not being able to express his love for the electric guitar more than Final Fantasy X's Origins of Sin. I think that's what it's called. The one where he went full electric guitar. Another world. It goes, come now, here you want it. Another world awaits you. You know, it's like, okay, finally, I could have heavy metal in my Final Fantasy game. Now that the PlayStation 2's hardware allows me to friggin' have MP3s and actual sounds and stuff. Okay, I'm going off on a huge tangent here. You know what? Let's just go ahead and go back and see if we have. Does this close the game? Yeah, it does. So with that, I'm going to open the game again and show you the original first thing you are supposed to actually see here on when you boot in the title. Yep, the Final Fantasy Remaster. Not this though, in the original game. But the first thing you see, imagine clicking on the SNES switch and this pops up, right? Friggin' Hammond, or the organs, yeah, church organs blaring in the background, slowly crescendoing into the game, which is so different from the prelude. Yep. So different from the prelude. Instead of the thing that you were hearing at the beginning of the stream of what's going on in the music. And already this sets it apart as one of the more atmospheric games. And you could hear the harp playing here. And church organs, harp, literally one of the more atmospheric things available in contributing to the sound. And you could also hear the choir in the background. Choirs are one other notorious sounds that just feels really hard to replicate on the original hardware. So it is, again, things like human vocals and guitars relegated to the background. And you could hear some exceptions, like, for example, sound effects popping up here and there. But it is very, very limited real estate. They can only add tiny little bits of it. And things like strings, the violins, all the string instruments bowing away in the background. Things like the brass you could hear here popping up really are able to accentuate the feelings without losing a lot of its fidelity in comparison. Yeah. It feels so weird to see the kind of the pixelated background in comparison to what the music is. But of course, everything is supposed to showcase top tier because this is later in the Super Nintendo timeline. This is the last of the Super Nintendo Final Fantasies. They had a lot of time to be able to add so much stuff to the music, to the development, that all the additions made it. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, it's Biggs and Wedge. I'm not gonna say whether if their names contributed to my choice of calling myself Biggie or not. I think partially it did. Certainly, I wasn't referencing the rapper. I'm so far removed from rapper culture back when I was in my teens. So yeah, maybe this inadvertently made me name myself Biggie online. But yeah, and here it is. Here's the most classic scene that you could imagine. This is gonna bring me back and give me the nostalgia hit. I am gonna start with. So okay. Yeah. All the. Okay. So, what am I gonna say about this? I'm just gonna listen to it for a little bit, but I want you to notice the main instrument here, which is the oboe. Um, oh man, you could hear the oboe going in as the main instrument in the background, and it's like, oh, this is what Nobuo imagined all the way through back in the day of what it could be, right? But no, actually, Nobuo was thinking. Nobuo is already has this in his mind, but he thought that what would be the best way to, or what instrument would best encapsulate this feeling, conveying it to the audience so that they would also reference the real world oboe or real world instrument. Oboes are very, very interesting instruments. They're actually what's the word? Arabesque. So it really references kind of like Middle Eastern vibes. A very oh. Okay. These freaking flourishes that wasn't there in the original soundtrack really gets to you, right? Because it's like how do I explain this? Flourishes are little bits of additions that weren't there before. Does feel like dopamine hits of like I call it the MSG of the whole thing. Of course, as an Asian, I have to reference friggin' Uncle Roger in my explanations of things. But yeah, all those little flourishes, you know, you could actually hear the do I even just fuyo to get my video demonetized there? But it really just adds a bunch of little bits of flourish here and there that is just so good. It really hits you in, it really just dopamine hits you in just the right way, right? But back to what I was saying earlier, the oboe. It is a very it is one of those instruments that is almost it is a reeded instrument, so it is almost very, very distinct in its sound, very recognizable, you know. And reeded instruments have a long history of being associated with more traditionally Eastern sounds, and it is just one of the members of the woodwind family that has a very distinct, very romantic, very lovey-dovey kind of instrument, or the instrument of love, I think it's called sometimes. But yeah, that's generally the vibes that the oboes give off, always. And oh wow, it's a hard instrument to play, and very expressive. In the right hands, it's very, very expressive. And I'm just gonna just gloss over the storyline for a little bit because I'm not going to do very much about it, I don't think. Like I said, this stream is just going to be purely focused on the music. I'm just going to gush over it about the music over and over and just enjoying what it has. Yep. People have been talking about the gameplay. No, the game's the only thing that I'm going to talk about at length is the music. Maybe the sound effects a little, but I'm not a sound design guy at all. So yeah. And like I said, I think I mentioned earlier in the stream that the music is just what I... Wait, is it different here? If I remember correctly, it's slightly different here, right? Than the title screen. No, okay. I thought that we had the... there's a version of this, I thought, that had a pan flute. Yeah, I did. Okay, so they said original composer and music supervisor. So I'm not sure who's doing the arrangement. So we do have a different arranger. We definitely need to appreciate them separately, because arranging a song from the original composer while keeping his intent without like with him supervising, but yeah, is a whole new skill in and of itself. You have to be like so what's the word? Not the word transparent. Transparent is the wrong way of saying it. You have to be not there, not add any of your personal flourishes or add any of your own personality. Basically, it's the composer's version of composer's version or arranger's version of removing any sense of self out of it. Okay. But yeah, just as a side note, mode 7 graphics. That's literally, if you didn't know, that was the cutting edge graphics for Super NES, where you are overlay pixel graphics onto separate planes, so that we have things that are dynamic. I think Final Fantasy IV showcased it almost immediately once you leave the screen, and the screen tilts slightly, or that's why they started. By the way, that's why they started Final Fantasy IV on the friggin' airships, because immediately you're showcased the best that the Mode 7 graphic has to offer. It's like, wait a minute, are those friggin' pixels on a different plane than what I'm actually, you know? Anyways, I'm just being old. Let's move. Okay, so here's the controls. I've switched it. Yep. Let's close here. Yep. Esper's gonna be here. Let's keep looking. Okay. Oh, interesting. So added the little mini map here. And of course, after the whole emotional opening, we are left with just noise, right? Panning from left to right of the wind. And it's going to leave you reeling from the emotional hit of the song. And the first thing that you actually hear is this. Not even Narshe is safe anymore. It's a friggin' battle. and the battle theme. So it's like, oh, okay, finally. Finally, we are able to jump into more familiar territory. Again, game has really good conveyance. Teaches you how to play it in a safe setting. Hey, Wedge and Biggs level up. They're getting stronger. Surely nothing wrong could happen. No, not the doggos. It's like, oh, we have thunder beams. Let's see. And ice beams. Yeah. And immediately he said, oh, what are all these various different options? Ooh, that's different. I thought that, if I remember correctly, he's supposed to jump in and run after you with hesitation. So that's already quite different. Oh well. I remember them going like, okay, we're just gonna jump in afterwards. But that makes more sense for him to run away, right? Or maybe it's this one that has it. Ice beam. And we have a bunch of things. Confuser are hardly nowhere. And you also notice things like magic as well available. Oh yeah, that's the one I remember. Okay. Yep. But yeah, it's supposed to just showcase you being completely broken. Even the slight hesitation of those Narshi soldiers are like, well, we're boned. Can we actually... Let's see what the other things can we do for our controls. Well, the mouse doesn't seem to do much. Hooray! Entrapment. Yep. Teaching battle basics still the way the game knows how. Magic missile. Yep. Hooray. Level up on... We don't know who yet. It's Terra, but we don't know her very much yet. Defend the mines! Hooray at the Megalodoth. And immediately you don't really question that. Look at these guys. Also, you might notice that another narrative thing that the game does is that Biggs and Wedge starts off at level 1 here. So they're literally the most expendable soldiers. This must be it. Use sense and sleeping bags. Also save the game. You could all use the save and quick save functions anywhere on the overworld map. Okay. Hooray. We're going to use our potions for a little bit. Okay. Okay. Bioblast should do. Oh yeah. They also get taught about weaknesses, right? That you can't always just use elements. Yeah. I love this. The game just shows you so much, teaches you so much about the game without hand-holding. But yeah, we could turn the counters on and off, which is nice. That's not in the original game, but let's just turn the encounters off for now. Wait. You can cycle through characters? That's neat. Biggie Bash. Bonk. Oh, just give me a second. This is the Narshe theme. Oh. Saxophones. Saxophone's another one here where the instruments are very, very slated for, like, it is, you lose quite a fair bit in terms of what you could hear. Ooh. Freaking MSG. I've got to keep referring to flourishes of flavorful things as MSG. And here's one thing that I think Pro Jared touches upon, which I'll expand a little bit, which is, just give me a second with the friggin' harmonies on the strings here. Oh, wow. Yeah, but so here's how the song goes. In the original soundtrack, oof, the friggin' piano flourishes as well. The original soundtrack has, spicy saxophones. The original soundtrack is slated to loop over and over, meaning that if the, oh man, so good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. The original soundtrack is slated to loop over and over. How does the Nobuo or whoever does the arranging, you are goated for doing whatever you did. But as you can see, this original soundtrack is slated to loop over and over on a basic sound, right? And you can see here's the original loop of the sound, right? And what the arrangement does is that there's, okay, here's the original song where you know and love and remember. And then here's actually another, like, playing it again with an added extra spice, right? You could also hear, yeah, like I said, a lot of little MSG flourishes here and there. You could hear the slight, because of the slightly steampunky nature of the game, you could hear the sound effects of little bits of electricity and the here that would have taken quite a fair bit of memory on the Super Nintendo version. And saxophones, also a relatively good choice here as well. Very emotive. Saxophones are known for the sensuality. Even, wait. Yeah, even the jazz stuff. But here you can see the song repeating with a lot more spice and just different arrangement from the first loop. I could listen to this for ages, man. The fact that there's small variations. This playthrough is going to take me 1,000 hours if I keep it at this pace. Wait. Is this different from before as well? This is certainly different from before. Even this variation is different from the first playthrough of the B section. Okay. This is going to take me forever to appreciate, man. Because even at the second playthrough, if the variations are variations. We're going Inception on this. Yep. Oh wow, we're going to take forever to appreciate this. All right, so there's the big save, and also there's a quick save. Ymir. Boss theme time. Ah, guitar. Oh. I think, yeah. The guitar, the punctuated.
Howdy,
howdy, man. You joined at a good time. We're just jumping in straight into the boss music here. But I spent most of the beginning of the stream gushing over the music anyways.
Whoa, Final Fantasy VI.
Yep. Okay, so I was saying that the sound, right?
Hi, the real Manta.
You could hear I want you to notice a couple of things. First off, the guitar. Because the original hardware didn't allow for very detailed guitar solos and stuff. And they're going full ham with this. Especially on probably the second playthrough, a second repeat of this. And I also said that what the soundtrack does is that it repeats the original theme, not once but several different times with small variations. And with these smaller variations, there comes little bits of flourishes, which I call the MSG of the song. You might hear here and there. I get a dopamine hit whenever I hear a flourish that wasn't in the original soundtrack. And let me know if the sound or the music's too quiet. Oh, the music's so quiet.
Hiya Selvala. It's a little quiet.
Okay. Right. If it's a little quiet, then I'm going to pop it closed and pop it back open. I did quick save it a little for a while because it was a little bit too loud for me. Oh no, ads are starting. But yeah, it was a little bit too loud for me. So I thought that it would be, but for our music appreciation stream.
Biggie playing the game that introduces Biggs.
Yeah. Literally. I was telling earlier that, of course, I'm not sure if Biggs and Wedge being introduced in this game plays, because my memory's fuzzy on the matter on why I called them, why I called myself Biggie in the first place. Is this loud enough yet, or should I go full volume here? Like, while I called myself Biggs and Wedge. Now I called myself Biggie, because I'm certainly didn't get it from the rapper. Like, I was far removed from the rapper culture back then. And it was a coincidence that there was a rapper named Biggie Smalls that I have no idea about, right? And I would have named it Biggie if it was the rapper, but certainly this guy, Biggs, played into my choice of naming the character, of naming my online persona as Biggie. That sounds loud enough, right? Just.
Thai boy obviously knows everything about Biggie.
Hooray.
The music sounds good now.
Okay. Let's load the quick save here. Yep. Sounds amazing. Okay. We could turn off the encounters because we don't need to level up our characters at this point. But there's I'm going to focus on the musical stuff rather than the than just purely.
I missed the lore. Why? What was the reason behind your name?
No, I'm just. It's just that Biggs and Wedge were introduced in this game. This game's one of my favorite This is my favorite Final Fantasy, and I am unsure, because my memory is fuzzy about it, that this was probably one of the reasons why I named myself Biggie back in the 90s when I created my email and stuff. Back before Gmail, it was Hotmail. Microsoft still had the stranglehold on the email market. But yeah. Anyways.
Ooh. How interesting, Biggie boy.
Yep. And like I said, there's so many different things that now that matters here. I'll just go over a little bit on why the original music was great and why the remaster nailed what it was supposed to do.
Pegasus voice.
I could hear the freaking Pegasus voice there, Savala. But okay, so long story short, I'll try to summarize it. But the original music was capitalizing on the original hardware. Music for the Super Nintendo is all about synthesizers. So basically, they can't use real instruments without sacrificing so much of the musical space. Nobody could just go all go ham on the music every single time to like abuse the hardware and all the space, right? But I can't remember what the composer's name was that is goated for being beyond his time, like Folan, the guy who did the music for that Nintendo era stuff. But the NES era, that's completely different. The Super Nintendo era introduced us to synthesizers, and synthesizers basically says that imagine a keyboard, right? And then you switch between different various instruments, and then you could just play what the various instruments sounds. And amongst all the instruments, what loses the most fidelity are specifically things that can't be replicated well on synthesizers. So you are lacking out on vocal tracks that you won't hear. For like you can't not like the you don't even have enough space for voiceovers on the Nintendo era. I mean, the only voiceover I remember from the Nintendo era is friggin' "The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace," and that was mind-blowing for NES days, right? But over here, instead of the voiceovers, what we're left with are the synthesizers. Synthesizer, I hardly know her. Ha, I didn't make that joke before. But which means that you're only allowed to play instruments that are good at with synthesis rather than being very expressive, right? So what takes a hit? Vocal stuff. Yeah, it is very hard to synthesize human voices. Electric guitars takes a hit. So it is very hard to replicate electric guitar sounds. And if you do, it'll take up a fair bit of real estate in the game memory to be able to replicate guitar sounds. Little flourishes, things like saxophone flourishes, little trumpet flourishes, musical stuff like that, really does take a hit. So it doesn't. So you don't get the full feeling of the instrument, and even if it does, even if you do, it says like, "Oh, this just sounds like a synthesized somebody playing on a keyboard rather than somebody playing an actual instrument, like what you're hearing right now in the saxophone here." But with that, I was originally I was going to write a dissertation on this, but I didn't have enough research material or enough of a foothold or a choice in my degree to write a dissertation on video game music, because I went to the UK and they didn't have enough resources for that. It didn't actually coincide with what I wanted to do. But one thing I probably wanted to write about is how hardware limitations limited and maybe enhanced the choice of music being available to games of the Super NES era, because certainly it determined how music was composed and because not a lot of vocals were actually available as a choice, or guitars wasn't available as a choice. You could see the huge shift from the NES era to the PlayStation era, especially in things like the battle music. Okay, I'm gonna try to encounter an enemy here and see if I could actually yep, I could turn on the auto battle as well. You could hear the guitar going in the background.
These sprites LOL.
You could hear the guitar being relegated to background stuff. And the reason being is that it doesn't sound very good in the original arrangement. So if I go and quick save, and just go back to the title screen for a little bit. And okay, first off, thank you for whoever decided to include a music player, the full music player in the extras, with the original and the normal version. So in the battle theme, I want you to hear the guitar and the riff. It's relegated.
Would the Remaster be the better version to play than the original? Or do they have their merits?
The remaster is probably better to play than first off, the remaster is not readily available and stuff for very different other hardwares. and you're paying extra for the extra monetization. But I think the remaster is worth replaying alone, from being able to switch between the original soundtrack and the new soundtrack. And I'm just going to demonstrate. This is the original battle theme. And you can see a lot of limitation on the guitar. And it is doing its best with what you could do with the guitar as in the sound. The drums are a given. They could be replicated with just a few sounds. With the drums, the hi-hat, the cymbals, all the various different drum parts could be replicated well enough, right? So there's that, right? But of course, like you see the limitations of the electric guitar being put as basically the secondary sound, right? And you have to add a lot of okay, and the lead melody goes to the trumpet. Yeah, the lead goes to the trumpet, and you can hear the drums punctuating the entire thing to keep everything rhythmically interesting, right? In comparison to the newer battle theme, you could hear little flourishes in the guitar that they weren't able to add in before. As well as the trumpet being able to add little bits of its own flourishes and its own playing ability as well. So yeah, and you could hear like, oh, this is what the original, what Nobuo would have imagined things sounding like in the original thing. But no, this is literally Nobuo capitalizing and using as much of the hardware to make the viewers able to interpret the song in its original, what it would have sounded like if they were able to hear the original music or original hardware. No, if they were able to hear the original instruments. And they were able to layer in so many little bits of interesting things as well. See, you could hear the little guitar flourish go early just now. And like I said, that's the dopamine hit that you get from playing the remaster. Because, especially if you played the original songs before. But I am so angry at whoever decided to loop it before the game actually lets you, before actually letting you. Okay, this is an oversight that I'm angry. Maybe because they wanted to sell you the soundtrack, right? But they loop it before you're actually able to hear the full thing. Because the various different bits of repeats of the battle theme and the Narshe theme have different little bits of stuff, right? As you can see here, the Minds of Narshe and the remake is 3:39, whereas the original was only 1 minute and 44. So they added so much more stuff in comparison. Yeah, but I'm not going to go over that so much without the gameplay because we're already way behind. Like I said, if I just keep gushing over, I mean the stream is titled "Gushing Over Final Fantasy VI Music," which is kind of appropriate. But I mean, if we keep going at this pace, we're gonna take 1,000 hours to complete Final Fantasy VI, which I don't know if that's going to be your thing or not. Forgot to turn encounters off here. And we have a boss music as well. And like I said, you'll be able to hear little bits of flourishes here and there in the remaster that really just go dopamine hit, MSG additions to the music here. It is just so nice to be able to hear it over here and there. So that's the important thing, or the main thing that I guess is worth the extra price of admission, rather than, you know, playing the original in the original hardware. And there are limitations. I'm not sure about the gameplay, but
after all my lore dumps on Warhammer 40k, now we get to hear you gush about the intricacies of FF6 Imig 2 Love.
Thank you, Mana. But yeah, I'm just gonna gush. Final Fantasy VI, like I said, is my childhood, right? I played it on the original hardware. Then I played it when it was remastered on GBA and completed that. And now the Pixel Remaster is getting its thing again. So I'm not sure if I remember if it... Well, give me a second. I'm not sure if I played it on the GBA or another handheld. But, or, yeah, something similar. But yeah, I remember replaying it to completion. And it is just... Everything about it is just doubling the nostalgia. This is my like double dopamine hit because I'm getting nostalgia over the nostalgia that I'm having. Nostalgiaception, right? Okay. And as you can also hear in the music here that the arrangement, man. You hear the like how the I think Pro Jared already covered on this. How they actually get you really hard on the nostalgia hit is that they play the original like one arrangement once, and then they added flourishes to the second playthrough of the whole thing, and all those extra flourishes just ramps up everything in terms of getting hit with the dopamine here. So let's see if that is true with the boss theme as well. So this is my first time kind of hearing the boss theme. Big's telling us to hold it, so let's hold it and listen to this song for a little bit. Do 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 do. Yep. You can see here the flourishes being added by the guitar just now. See, that wasn't in the original, but the adrenaline from
this does sound really good.
Yep. Yep. The extra bits of if you just pay attention to all the extra bits being added in the background, right? Especially on the counter melodies. So it's the stuff that happens aside from the melody. Yep. Whoa. You know, all that guitar stuff in the background. That is the MSG. Ooh, doubling up on the violins at a higher octave. Bam! With the guitars. Doubling up on the violins on the second playthrough of the melody here. Counter melody going on strong in the violins. Harmonizing against the original sound as well. You could hear everything a little bit more layered. I should change this to a music appreciation stream. Like this is me live reacting to it. I probably just should make shorts out of all the bits of music here. Definitely. Okay, the music's repeating now. Right, hold it. The things, they must have trained it to guard the mines. What are you talking about? You know what this is? A lightning whelk. Monster that absorbs lightning. Stores energy in its shell. Right? So whatever you do, don't attack the shell. Got it. Magic attack. Fire beam, and we go magic missile, and we could go healing force. Yep. rock. Okay. So we'll wait. And we have more commands to defend. And missile. But yeah. But holy cow. Well, holy snail. Of course, the friggin' fanfare. Punctuated by electric guitar. Like in the original, is punctuated just a little bit by the electric guitar, just because it is it has to play second fiddle. Ha, get it? To all the other instruments due to hardware limitations. Wait, did I get disconnected on YouTube? All my views have disappeared. Okay. Right. Let's go next. Okay. I maybe need to hashtag things a little bit better. Let's turn off the encounters. Right. And that's the end of the beginning. Okay, let's see what if there's a different music, if I remember. No, right? Oh, yes, there is. Ooh, the Esper song. They decided to double up on the oboe being played in the background with the piano. It's an interesting choice. Is that also in the original? If that's also in the original, then that's a really cool aesthetic choice. Ooh, friggin' that cadence gets me every time because it's a surprise chord. This is now the second playthrough with different instruments, right? Wait, that's I could hear the harp, but what's the secondary?
I haven't played this game, but a similar looking creature appears in FF14.
No, this is a different. This is a different Esper, I think. Is it Phoenix, if I remember? Something like that. Yeah, it's strings and oboe still. And you can hear the piccolo and flute, like in the original.
I only remember Valagarman's name because it's an odd name.
I see. This thing's giving me the creeps. Yep. Something's not right. Oh, friggin' pizzicato strings. Them plucking on them violins. Ooh. My goodness, this is different. Oh, they're dimming it down. They're going quieter. Oh, okay, just a little bit. Just a little bit of a like I said, whoever does the arranging, because apparently it's Nobuo Uematsu who's the original composer and vocal overview. So he might have done. He might have been the one who does the arranging, but there's probably another goated staff members, or he has a lot of people under his team too, who is actually much more proficient at vocal or orchestral arrangement. Because arrangement is a skill. Wow, is it an important skill. But yeah, I'm just happy that my rotting degree, Masters of Music Composition, is actually doing stuff or becoming relevant on the stream. Finally. Where's that light coming from? Oh, Wedge! Wedge! Snake! Snake! I can't remember if it's the banish spell or whatever spell it is in by this Esper. Yep. And with that, silence. Oh, Terrace theme, of course. Ah, Terrace theme. We're introduced to Terra through one of my favorite instruments, the bassoon. This has to be the bassoon, right? Not the oboe. Yeah, this is the bassoon. Friggin' such an important. Okay, another piano. Ooh. Small guitar stuff going in the background. Ah, the friggin' that's not the hit of this. I don't want to continue playing the game because I just want to sit and listen to the music. Piano going on, harp playing the arpeggio up and down in the background. Friggin' harps here, like punctuating everything. Piano, yep. Oh, that friggin' oboe introduction popping in and just no oboe bassoon introduction popping in and disappearing. And here's how the original soundtrack worked as well. They have some sort of introduction, and then they have the main stuff which loops indefinitely. Like, because of the game's design, they had to design music that does loop indefinitely so that the game could proceed on its own pace, right? And with that limitation, they designed it so that the song goes on and on at certain points. Yeah, I could hear the subtle bass going as well. Yeah, okay. Enough gushing over Terra. That sounds so wrong. I'm gonna get bonked for that. Where am I? My, and I'd only just removed the crown. My head hurts.
Bonk.
Yep. Huh. Hi, Drucifier. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Hi, Drew.
By the way, if you are a long-time viewer, you could check if you could actually redeem said bonk on the redeems menu. As you can see right up here. You could check your LP, and if you have enough LP, you could redeem a bonk. Alternately, you could also jump straight into the link in the pinned comment and come here straight to the live stream on Twitch, where you could follow and use all of your channel points to do that as well.
And determined tag. You successfully redeemed bonk for 10 LP.
But yeah, that's how we do things. But yeah, thanks for being here, buddy. I'm just, like I said, if you look at the stream title, it's just me gushing seriously over
bonk.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that works too. But as you can, yeah. We're just sitting here talking about the Final Fantasy VI music. I'm not like, I have a lot of history with the game, but the only thing that I could contribute to the overwhelming list of Final Fantasy videos is probably my music degree. So there's that. Do what they told you. Hooray, slave crowns. Oh no, not that I said the S word. I'm gonna get demonetized. So if you want to help me from stopping from getting demonetized, don't forget to like the video. Hooray. That was smooth, right? I can't remember a thing. Don't worry, it's all come back to you. In time, that is. And for obvious reasons, I'm just going to keep all the character names intact. I'm not going to rename everybody. Even though I could rename them after subscribers and...
Brother, I have a full sleeve tattoo of FF6. I understand your love of this game.
I have not enough courage or too much of an Asian parentage.
Nice.
To be able to get a tattoo. My mom would scream and shout and like, I'm in my 40s and my mom still, I still reel from the thought of what, I'm in my 40s. One of my parents is no longer with me and is still reeling from the thought of having tattoos. That's how much of an ingrained, I'm still afraid of disappointing my parents. That's how much of that is being ingrained in me, okay? Anyways. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, I probably didn't mention this. I'm quadriplegic, so if you see my hands being weird, that's the whole thing. I'm sitting on a wheelchair right now, and I need help sitting up, so there's that. But I don't want that to be the focus of the stream today. Enslaved by the... Okay. Could you please stop YouTube game from getting me demonetized on YouTube by mentioning things? But yeah, I'm going to just use
LOL, that's very fair, man.
Yep. Use this name. Yep. I'm going to use Terra as a name. I'm not going to rename the characters because it just hits me different now. Terra, I hardly know her. Hooray! And that's immediately the kind of joke that you're going to expect me to hear from me for the entire stream. So yeah, let's keep going. Impressive. I've never heard of anyone recovering so fast, made of tougher stuff than most. Woof, 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 woof. Open up. We're here for the Magic Tech Armor pilot.
I always keep the names in my playthroughs too.
Yeah. I never keep these names, right? I always name it after characters or people in my life and stuff for a long time. But it does feel... But for this game in particular, after replay... This is... Okay, so I played this game in the original hardware. I replayed it when it was re-released back in the day on, I think, the Game Boy Advance or something similar. And now I'm replaying it for the third time. And I feel like renaming these characters now don't do them justice, because they've become so iconic. So there's that. They're at the point where it has a life of its own now, and renaming them after somebody doesn't feel right. But it does give you a sense of immersion, right? Agent of the Empire. Empire? Magitech armor? There's no time to explain. You need to get out of here. These fools won't listen to reason. This way, quickly.
I agree.
Yep. Keep going. Encountered the frozen Esper and awakened elsewhere. Mystifying woman. Wait, can I default speed? Yeah, we could default to run speed. Let's talk to him. Thank him. Make your way out of town through the mines. I'll try to buy you some time. Wait, do we or do we not have a friggin' elixir in the clock? Just go and default speed walk. Friggin' elixir in the clock? Always. See? My mind has maybe have been completely taken over by Skibbity Riz brain rot thanks to being chronically online. But I remember these things, damn it.
He.
Yep. And to that mention of Skibbity brain rot, let's toggle the run speed. Up there. Yep. Do I have the encounters on and or off? Encounters on is fine now.
This looks like the SNES version. Which are you playing?
I'm playing the Pixel Remaster.
Also, there's always an elixir in the clock.
Yep. I'm playing the Pixel Remaster. And you could tell by the music. The reason I'm picking up this game is that I wanted to talk at length at the friggin' music about the music in the game here. I remember this will make you fall down. Okay, not right, not yet. Spritzer, I hardly know her.
Talk away. The music is amazing.
Yes. You missed most of my comments on the. You missed most of my comments on the beginning of the stream, where I talk about how the music is whatchamacallit. On the original hardware, the limitations really drive innovation in the music. And you could hear the fact that the original hardware, you don't hear a lot of guitar. And because guitars were literally sounding, to get it sounding right, sounds synthesized in comparison to all the other various different instruments that are available. Preemptive strike. Let's actually slice him. And you could no more hear the limitation of the electric guitar on how it was relegated to the background more than the background or the battle music.
My favorite track is Dancing Mad.
Okay, just give me a second. I'll eventually get to it, right? But let me just quick save and okay, turn off encounters. Save, quick save, and just go to what the Dancing Mad is. Is that the final boss theme? Music player. It is the final boss theme. Of course, it's the friggin' 17-minute one.
Dancing Mad is the final boss theme. I know this.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at the comparison of the... Okay. Yeah, I remember it like the like it was yesterday, man. But of course, like that is probably just the safest take of the whole thing, right? And oh, I like
Yeah,
the
brother.
yeah, but okay, let's just keep going, um, and head back. I'm not gonna be able to talk about Dancing Mad, at like quickly at all, so. Hooray, we phoenixed her down. Like, we need to, sleeping bag. There's another, entrance here. Okay. That's what she said. Let me turn on the encounters here so we could get
It's a
levels
good one,
as well.
only surpassed by Terra's theme.
Yeah. And she's gonna fall into the hole. That's what she said. Man, I could talk about Terra's theme at length as well. The thing about Terra's theme is that, my little sweet magic user. I cannot
Which
understand.
itself is only surpassed by Cyan's theme.
I cannot, for the life of me, not give Kefka's theme some love, okay? But there's an ongoing joke in the Final Fantasy VI community, or maybe it's just Pro Jared's joke, that every song in the game is the best song in the game. Every song is good. There's no misses. There's literally no miss. Let's have a listen to the Imperial theme now. One of the best. That is the best song in the game. But, ooh, I could hear the addition of layered tubas in the backgrounds.
Damn it, I was leading into that joke.
Yep. Like, you could hear the sorry. I'm just getting dopamine hits here and there. Don't mind me making various different O faces on stream. But it is just dopamine hit after dopamine hit of the friggin' layering of different smaller elements that were missing in the original, right? They're able to do that now because they didn't have the limitations, but I always call them the MSG of the remaster. You could hear the choir in the background, for example. Very, very subtle. And you could hear flourishes here and there being added. Oh, that sound effect. But yeah, the really low, like, this wasn't available, or maybe you can't quite hear it in the original as well. You could hear the friggin' low trombones going at it in the background. Yep. Interesting choice that they decided to go with the friggin' hi-hats here in the drums with the cymbals going here instead of the traditional rat-tat-tat, yeah, that you hear of the friggin' snare drums. Because, you know, it's Imperial March. They literally used that as a marching theme. Okay. Right. So there's that.
The Empire theme is so good and ominous.
Mm-hmm. Da 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 da. Okay, yeah, wonderful. Oh, the friggin', and you could hear, if you're wearing headphones, you could hear it pan, the sound effect pan across here. It's so nice. But out of all of these songs,
it is Imperial March, but I argue that it's better.
Yeah. You could hear all the thing is, the reason why it's better. The reason why it has a room to be better is that the Imperial March or any of John Williams' music definitely inspired a lot of this stuff, right? Because come on. But the original soundtrack of this in the NES, on the Super NES, would sound very similar to the Imperial March. Whereas this version, with the remix, they were able to add so many little flourishes, right? And because the sound, it's different functions for different things. The Imperial March is, I have 1 or 2 seconds to immediately make people recognize that this is Darth Vader. So that's the theme of the Imperial March. That's what it's for. Whereas this is, I have to play this over the background for as long as possible. So I need to include all the little minute details that you could hear and listen to on repeat and appreciate for the longer period of time. So you could hear the differences immediately into what it does. But also it has the needed thing of, you need to appreciate this as long as possible, right? And each of the songs have intros as well. Like Terrace theme has this little oboe thing that goes ba 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 la da 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 at the beginning. No, that's bassoon, not oboe. Pardon me. The bassoon intro that really just makes you want to hear the theme just one more time, like from the beginning, and you almost never hear it again either. So yeah. Alright, Kefka, your theme, please. Slave crown, you'll be mine. Okay, demonetized. But at least it's not censored on the thing. In the game. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can even hear it right now.
Kefka.
Yep. I could hear his laugh even right now.
Where is our Kefka laugh emote?
The Arkefka laugh emote will be available if we reach the amount of YouTube memberships.
Wait, ha 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 ha.
Yep. We don't have enough YouTube members. We need a few more members on YouTube to be able to unlock the Kefka emote. So, yeah, unfortunate. Currently, we have 5 out of the 7. So, there's that. Burn them all to a crisp, yep. The basically Joker archetype. Wonderful. Also, one of the most perfect Jokers. Or Joker clone you could imagine. Stand at dawn of the new age. A lost power of magic has returned to us. We have been chosen. Time has come for us to claim our rightful dominion over the world. Nothing shall stand in our way. Hurrah! Zig Heil! Oh wait, where did that come from? Zig Zion, I mean.
Biggie. Rip Leo.
Yep. Rip Leo, indeed. I was going to say Zig Zion, but it came out wrong, okay? Alright, best theme in the game coming up. Took you long enough, busy with all the robbing and plundering. Looting and polluting is not the way, sir. Okay, sorry. I'm just going to wait. Okay, the first time playing the song hitting through is nice, but I want you to wait for the second one, the repeat, where they double up on the melody. It hits so hard, man. The first time playing this it's hard already. You have me on the lock and key. Ooh, the slight flute. The flute counter melody, man. Pa, 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 pa. Will it come up fluty? There we go. The friggin' flute, the sound
Returner
does.
theme is actually best.
Let's hear the counter stuff, the ability. Nope, not quite. Ba, ba, ba. Returner theme sounds great as well. Man, oh man. Ooh. They are actually able to double up on the harmony there, so it's slightly different from the original. Hooray! Friggin'
I change my vote.
yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Yep. Like, damn it, all these MSG flourishes. Yep. Heh, semantic nonsense. There's a huge difference. Anyways, there's something you need me do. What you want me do? Where you want me go? I met a girl. Girl, you don't mean... Yep, City's guards pursuing her as we speak. City has the strength to stand up against the Empire, but it won't use it. People are just too unstubbornly independent to join the underground resistance group like the Returners. Tried to explain that Empire was controlling the girl, but they wouldn't even listen. You want me to go out, get her out of Narshi? That would be the idea. Make your way to Figaro for the time being. Even Figaro is a friggin' Mozart reference. Mughals! We're gonna get to play as Mughals! Do-do-do-do. I remember how to play this properly. It's just, there she is. Yeah, you just need to, there's a bunch of them. Goopo! Mughals, are you saying you want to help? Goopo! Okay. Let us check her from the guards. Explanation, please. You'll fight using 3 battle parties. Press the L button to switch between them. Defeat the leader of the guards before his troops reach Terra, or the battle's lost. So we go here, switch parties. Make sure that we cover different areas to have them not reach Terra. And with Lock here, we could move Lock over here. To make the... Oh, we forgot to use Steel.
Classic bottleneck maneuver.
Yep. Right. Steel. Stole a potion that we're never gonna ever use. Okay, didn't steal it in time. Min-maxing. Yep. Steel, please. Let's use one of our potions.
Hang on to those potions, we might need them for later bosses lol. I messed up, this isn't the Returner's song, I forget what it's called but it's the best.
It's Locke's theme song, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and use potions here. Moglin, Moglet, and Moggy. Because we want to actually get as much XP onto Locke as possible, right? Oh, wait!
My goodness, I love the sprite work.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, that's probably a bad idea too, because I can't remember if we want to save the leveling up until...
Yes. You're right. It's so upbeat.
I can't remember if we want to save Locke's level up for when we finally get Espers. Because we probably want to level him up when equipping Espers to get better stats. Is that it? Or was the Esper leveling up a completely different thing? Or am I confusing it with friggin' Final Fantasy VII and the materia? Oh well, we're not gonna min-max everything.
You can, but it's not necessary.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we could keep going here. No! Okay. Let's go ahead and actually...
But yes, Espers give level up stat bonuses.
Okay. Let's switch parties, I guess. Then we'll just save up for the final battle. Oh yeah, we probably should have used one of use Mog so he could learn Twilight Requiem for the dance until he could do 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 do. Oh, wait, wrong song. If that's the case, then Mog could finish the battle instead. Hooray! Boss battle theme. Requiem. Okay. That's fine. The thing is, we also have a choice to turn off auto battles. So...
this is actually my favorite track.
Oh, Narshi. Yeah. I bet. Okay, so for the remaster, like I stated earlier in the theme, that if you want to enjoy this, listen to the friggin' saxophone, that theme that's coming up. in a little bit. Yes? No, not yet. Thanks, Moogle, we're in your debt. Yeah. They actually add a bunch of bits of saxophone here that you won't be able to... they weren't able to actually add in the original.
No, I meant the boss battle, but it was over too quick.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry. That's what she said. Man, okay. Let's just put that aside. The boss battle theme is very, very... Oh.
Biggie too good, LOL.
The switch auto. Hooray! Open the...
LOL.
Yep. But, yeah, the boss theme is amazing. As usual. Yeah, you back with us now? You saved me? Saved you thanks for the Mughals. Yeah. Okay, saved you thanks for the... I can't remember a thing. It's like my man's trapped in the fog. You have amnesia? Yeah. Oh, wait. You lost your memory? I guess. The dialogue seems more natural now, I guess. Yeah, you've got amnesia. We won't leave your side until your memory returns. I'm not gonna abandon someone just because they lost their memory. I'll keep you safe, I promise. And you'll hear the friggin' dialogue and how that becomes relevant later. Right. Okay, level 7 and level 5, that's fine. Let's go ahead and look at your abilities. Do we have equipment stuff? Dagger, I hardly know her. No. Oh, saxophone.
You beat me to the joke, Ree.
Sorry, Mana. Let's see what this said. Is that... Hey! And we just dash out. It's not safe here. We better hightail it south to Figaro. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. Oh, you are the... I remember some of these things. School for the Beginning Adventurer.
I think I still prefer the original Narshe music, even after hearing the sax.
Yep. Oh, the prelude. Water is from a recovery spring. Look out for recovery springs. Field science, save point, save the game, use a tent. And the same for every world map. Man, it's always nostalgic to actually look for save points. Valuable items sometimes hide in pots. There I hardly know her. About relics, granted you a variety of abilities. Sprint shoes double your walking speed. Gauntlet lets you hold a weapon with both hands to increase damage. The Knight's Code
This
makes
theme
you
plays
shield
so flipping
others.
often in FF14.
Yep.
Pop quiz. Name the FF that this music came from.
Is it Final Fantasy 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and okay. I'll yeah. Play into the humor. Dragon boots allow you to perform jump attacks. Person can equip 2 relics at the same time. I still remember the relic you get from the Colosseum in the post game that lets you attack 8 times. Potions may taste funny, but they also heal your injury.
But how many discs though?
Yep. You heard thinking someone to restore HP. Staying the in heals everybody. Monster in a box there. Monsters in a box. Forgot to steal. You should have told me before I opened it. Current button, you talk sometimes. Confirm button, cancel, bring you back. Directional pads or analog stick. Start, confirm, or up direction pads to move forward. Change course by pressing left or right in directional pads. Dismount by canceling the cancel.
It would be a shame if we heard that loop more.
Yep. Hey, don't walk away. It's cool for beginnings.
It's fine. Nothing of value can be stolen in this game.
Yeah, set the battle mode to wait in the config menu. Except for the guard uniform. Ew! Yep. Once select, okay. Set the menu to wait, config, oh. I forgot that this was a thing. But the thing is, if we set it to wait, right?
Accept your time and a lost disc.
Yeah. The thing is, if you set it to wait, then it's gonna, yeah. Selecting items or magic spells, okay. Just normal. Battle messages normal, cursor memory on. Continue auto battle, right? Default walk speed, just walk for now. Alright, there's font style of classic versus modernized. The modernized font style is going to be, okay. Throws up a little. That's the only thing that I don't like about it. Change the balance of variety game settings. Please note this may have an effect on progression through the game. Really?
LOL, time well stolen.
Loading times, bestiary. Battle tactics.
This game is pre-disc.
It is pre-disc. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, of course. Silvala. You didn't realize, is it? This is cartridge era gaming. Not discs. Effects are represented by different colors. Blue, reflect. Yellow, protect. Green, shell. Red, haste. White, slow.
No, I knew.
Yep. Pink, stop. Time is frozen. LR, button to target allies or enemies.
I was memeing on the discs.
Defending command house, the damage received. Yep. We're all just boomers here, right? Obtain sleeping bag.
It would also be a shame if we had a 10-hour boss fight in a future game.
Yes. Would be a real shame. The character's name is full. Yep. Flee from most battles by holding down L and R buttons at the same time. Oh. Okay. Seriously. Are you going to use a freak... Okay, I can't hold two buttons down at the same time. Are you actually going to gatekeep me from fleeing in this game?
Bruv, I'm turning 40 soon. Of course we're all old.
Yes. Oh, of course, Final Fantasy VI gamers aren't old at all. Herder.
The oldies club, LOL.
Yep.
Cancel Final Fantasy for not being Biggie accessible.
You might find this room more useful after you've gained some experience in the world. Things you hear in here might not make sense until you've gotten your feet wet.
At the Determined Tack, you successfully redeemed cancelled for 10 LP.
I just forgot that. Okay. Status effects, yes. Invisibility, physical attacks will miss, but revert to normal hit by magic. I remember this. Okay. I don't know if the game still has the the banish glitch, where you put them invisible, and then you use banish type spells, and then the enemy automatically defeats even bosses, because once the enemy is invisible, all magic hits 100%, and banish actually has a chance of going to 100%, makes you auto defeat the boss. Imp prevents you from special skills and magic. Zombie attacks friends and foe alike. Only holy water can cure the status. Skin is ashen. Your HP is 0. You're still moving. There's a good chance you're a zombie. Yep. Undead creatures such as ghosts damage your curative spells and items. And reflect spell remains active only for a short time. Will not reflect certain lore magic.
You're thinking Vanish X Zone, or Vanish Doom.
Yep. Fire, ice, and lightning are 3 principal elements, represented by spells fire, blizzard, and thunder representatively. 2 of these are red spells, one of them is blue. Image, status creatures, illusionary mages of a character. Difficult for enemies to hit them. Re-raise automatically revives characters if they get KO'd. Regen gradually restores characters' HP. Allow me to explain the 2 specialized battle commands. Runic absorbs magic, turn to MP. Active until another battle command is given.
I think I could be wrong.
Boost attacks and magic. The duration increases as more battles are fought. Dance and Rage. Selected commands are continuously used until the end of battle. And the creatures such as ghost damage by curative spells and items. Okay, we saw this earlier. Desperate times can bring you a strength you never had. Critically wounded characters may occasionally perform powerful hidden techniques when you select attack. Pots. Reflects. Doesn't block spells that have already been reflected once. Uses to advantage by casting Reflect on an ally, then cast an attack spell on the same person to bounce them at an enemy. That is literally one of the tactics for Final Fantasy IV. Bushido. Hooray, cyan. It's empty. Like my soul. Okay. I wonder if there's a way to return to the field from here. Toggle walk. Okay. Return on encounters for now. No, actually turn off encounters for a bit. Oh wait, we need to get the bestiary, right? Back attack. Can I even run in this state? Oh, wait. Okay. I managed to hit both buttons by using my middle finger and my ring finger. So thank you for my spasticity for actually enabling that. Why don't you act like a bunny and leaf? We're doing the Pokemon thing. Pokemon Shuffle.
Was that a pun?
Did you not catch it? Yep. Like a Pokemon. Yes, but yes, indeed, that was a pun. But that, not the bunny, because a bunny pun. Bunny punny would be...
Make like a bunny and leaf.
Yes. But a bunny fun would be... would make it a low punny? Okay, I'm reaching with my puns now, but that's fine. Yep. I really should keep my puns under lock and key.
If these puns were gold, they would be low carat.
Wait, is there a carrot somewhere? Did I... Okay, hold. Oh, it's you. Proceed. Wait. That feels weird. That feels so weird. It's like, I wanted to talk to you first. Yep, this is Figaro, the desert castle. Ah, sweet. No, that's a dessert castle. But, time to loot the entire castle. Engine room downstairs.
I once told 10 puns to make someone laugh, but no pun intended.
Ha. Hooray. Sorry, I can't let you go down there. It's too dangerous. I really should talk about the music more. Give me a second. I forgot to talk about the overworld map and... Oh, the friggin' Figaro theme. Okay, let me just go ahead and gush over the music first. Okay, let's hear the overworld theme again. Ah, guitar. And... Ooh, piccolos. No, pan flute. This is a reprisal of the original... to the opening theme as well, so... Yep. The opening theme used an oboe instead of the pan flute here. But the pan flute is makes it a little bit different. And also the guitar is a difference to the flute to the harp as well. And of course they had to double up the pan flute harmony, because that's what pan flutes do. And yeah, question and answer. Pa 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 pa. Like whoever does the arrangement knows pan flutes. That sounds to get so good in harmony. All right, so that's the A part of the theme. That's the B part of the theme, and they're using the pan flute to accentuate the as a counter melody as it does. Whoever does the arrangement has pendant for counter melodies. Is it on repeat yet? Yes, it should be repeating now. Yep. But yes, but yeah, this hits differently because it is a replay of the original theme here. But okay, let's go ahead and go into Figaro Castle and listen. Ray Brass section, welcome to the show. Just trumpets. Counter melody happening in the violins here. You can hear the violins harmonizing. And return of the oboe. Hi, oboe. You're a good buddy for changing up the timbre and working well. And here's a bit of an orchestration tip or tidbit that you didn't know. There's a hidden glue in this. Wait, I want to see here if there's any differences in the second playthrough as well. But there's a hidden glue that is an instrument that puts everything together very, very nicely. And that's the French horn. You might be able to hear it down in the background, going ba 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 in the background. And why I say it's the glue is because French horns is one instrument in the brass section that gels really well with other woodwind or other instruments. So you could hear it going on very dimly in the background now, but you'll hear it a little bit more when the oboe plays. And woodwinds and flute here. Yep. Yeah, you could hear it harmonizing right in the background. That is the, like, and any, this is harmonizing 101. If you want your woodwind sections to blend together well with your...
I don't know who's behind Rest Ream Bot, but they're cool as hell.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're allowing us to stream, do concurrent streams, and just it's unfortunate because what Restream Bot does is that it pastes and changes the description of your thing to put the Restream Bot stuff always front and center. But the upside to it, though, is that it really does let you... what's the word? It really does let you... come on, baby. Get your head in the game. The Restream Bot lets me interact across various different streams. So yeah. Across different platforms. Anything on this clock? Keep a safe distance from these thieves and brigands. Yes. Go speak to the king. Come on. You're not gonna let me explore? It's loaded with advanced technology, but it's all a secret. I remember you're not able to... Yeah, you can't enter the secondary doors. Except these ones.
What do you mean? Is there not a person behind Resteam Bot?
Hmm? What do you mean? It's a bot. Gold needle. Ooh, okay. So we have monies and stuff. Used outdoors. One person's HP and MP. I'm going to... Thank you. I'm not going to buy items, right?
Rest Ream is bought out.
Yep. Ha. Hooray, punsies. Welcome. We have... oh, we're gonna buy each one of these. Thank you. Potion. Antidote. I hate it, the fact that we have to purchase all this stuff. Alright, Figaro Castle, 3rd floor, Phoenix down. And hooray, let's head to the ceiling here. Oh no, ads are about to start on Twitch. Let me just get through here as quickly as I can. Hi, buddy. Go speak to the king. Fine. Yeah. Hi. So you mean this young woman? Who are you? Oops, my apologies. Tisk tisk tisk. How rude of me to turn my back to a lady on our very first meeting. The young king of Figaro Castle, imperial ally, champion of the technological revolution. Oh, that's an interesting talk point. Because magic is no longer like available. That's why they industrialized. Edgar, I hardly know her. The king of Figaro. Surprised if someone like me knows a king? Surprised? Well, I'll catch you two later.
Alright, I'm off to bed. Have a good night, brother.
Thank you for
Manly
being
knob.
here, Drucifer. Yep. Thank you for being here, Drucifer. Really. I love interacting with people. So, yeah. You being here is more than enough to get to make me happy. But if you haven't already, feel free to like and sub and all that stuff so that you get notified for whenever I go live. I usually go live at the same time every night, especially during this month, because what I'm doing is just vibing, playing Final Fantasy VI. I also play a lot of little Warhammer stuff and amongst other things. So go ahead and check out some of my older content, see if any stuff you like, and thanks for being here anyways. So thank you. See you in a bit.
Have a good night, Drew.
Have a good night. Yeah.
Glad to have you.
And as an Imperial soldier, don't worry, Figaro and Empire are allies. Feel free to rest here as long as you like. It's not my blood to harm a lady. Why are you so kind to me? I will give you reasons. First of all, your beauty has captivated me. Second, I'm dying to know if I'm your type, and
Good night. Peace.
I guess your abilities would rank this in third. I guess my technique's getting a bit rusty. Yep. Man, like, I suppose some girls would have felt something from those words, but I'm not some girl.
Edgar is honest, LOL.
Poor Terra. Terra is just... What's the word? Terra's just... what's... Is she an arrow ace icon? I wonder. Because, literally... but, you know, I'm just... Here's the thing, right? I'm not gonna name a character who's not romantically involved with anybody and turns out all the men in her life as an arrow ace. That just seems wrong, right? But it does seem like she is kind of somewhere like that. But if she's not an arrow ace icon, she certainly should be. And she also loves whatchamacallit. Eventually she taps into her like motherhood. And it's just such a wonderful
I had
way.
to look up that term.
Aromantic asexual. It's an LGBTQ thing, right? It's the A in the LGBTQ. It's interesting because she works well as representation. Because later in the game, it also demonstrates that arrow ace are capable of being, like, you know, she finds the way she finds herself later is the fact that she becomes the mommy to a bunch of orphans. So being able to be aromantic is just such a great way to, and like they could love children, like, you know, in the not creepy kind. I guess I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, she's a great in the motherly kind. Wait, okay, so yeah, like ROAs are, how do I say this? They're typically portrayed as being unable to love people, but that's not true. So there's that. All right, I probably should head over here. And I guess you're not allowed to head into the engine room. Okay. Rest for a bit? No. We could do that in a little bit. Okay. So here's the little bits that you could walk at Figaro, the desert castle. Ooh, I remember some of this. Lore dump, right? Edgar had a twin brother, you know. He was such a nice boy, always thinking of his family. Hooray, lore dump! Ooh. Oh, I forgot that this song was a thing. Basically, uses the Figaro's motif, lead motif, but in a softer Hammond organ playthrough. Yeah, this song is not too different from the original because literally it's just solo organ. Oh. Ooh, okay, sorry. Sorry, I said it was not different from the original. Yep. Friggin' flute. First flute introduction. So first time you're gonna hear the flute in the lead role here. And they pass it over to the bassoon. And the French horn in the background doing the goated role of gluing everything together as per usual. What's wrong with Dad? Are you blind? Have you seen how thin his face has become? What do you mean? Edgar! Are you crying? Edgar's twin brother, who's traded the throne for his own freedom. Sabin! I'm going to hate playing as you because you literally are... I'm unable to perform most of your... Unless I connect my friggin' controller, I'm not going to be able to perform friggin' any of your moves. I can't blitz without you, buddy. I can't suplex. Damn it. I cannot just not be able to suplex. I'm literally a Zangief main in Street Fighter, and I cannot just not suplex. But yeah, anyways, the song was immaculate. The song was good. But probably gained the least from the remaster.
I know Saban is a monk, but do you have to input fighting game inputs to use his specials?
Yes, you do. That's his gimmick in this game. He'd marry me when I get old enough. Okay. Good. At the very least, now now he knows that he's not degenerate.
Oh no, I'm
Yep.
not good at those LOL.
Yep. Yep, you could do Hadokens. And
Despite my employment of fighting games, I'm not good at them.
no, it's not too hard. Not at least in this game anyways.
Asterisk enjoyment.
Yep.
Dang it, autocorrect.
Do 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 do. Rest for a bit right here. Oh wait. I remember. Hooray! That's also a theme that we could talk about, but not at length. Again, it's just strings. Even the smallest details of that just feels kind of nice to be able to add. I want to see the world, they said. Come join the army, they said. Magic and magi. I could literally demonstrate. Would you like to see? Oh, I remember there's a really cool comedic thing happening. Like kind of an Easter egg. The advanced weapons or other items are manufactured here and shipped to South Figaro. And that should be everything. We're about to hear one of the best songs in the game in the very near future. Here we'll hear
Apparently there was an interview a while ago with some Skinx devs about if they were going to do an FF7 remake to any other FF game. They said it wasn't likely, but if they were, their considerations would be either FF6, FF9, or FF10.
The thing about the Final Fantasy VII remake... Okay, I'm gonna say something that I'm going to get a lot of flack for, definitely. I'm not sure if I said it earlier in the stream already, but I didn't like Final Fantasy VII. I was not a fan. Reason being is that Final Fantasy VII, it is revolutionary in what it did. First off, it brought the JRPG genre to the West, and it pioneered what gaming would look like for RPG fans for the entirety of the PlayStation 1 era, and the using of discs and using all of the various different graphics and stuff. And I think not only did it age poorly, I wasn't a fan of the storyline. I think it was so convoluted. I think compared to Final Fantasy VI, this was 7 was so convoluted. And like I think 6 was cleaner. I'll say that. It was 6 has a much cleaner, better narrative. Characters are introduced gradually, naturally. But it is also a much stricter narrative. Not corridor levels like Final Fantasy 13, of course not, but it is a very strict, tighter, more tightly woven narrative than 7. 7 was a little bit more over-ended in a lot of cases, in different things. But I feel 6 felt like it is a more tightly knit thing. Also, but I would for my ranking, 6 would be number 1, and if we're going by mainline story only, 10 would be number 2. Again, I think 10 had a much tighter knit story and a much stronger narrative sense, and it becomes better on subsequent playthroughs as well for 10. I think yeah, I think 7 was all over the place, and it meandered quite a fair bit before it became interesting. And it's like yeah, but I guess that's because there's the whole Cloud being an unreliable narrator thing, which is a good story device, but it felt
It's always sad when the thing you like the least has the most influence. Universes Beyond with MTG and FF7 for you. Congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Oh, I don't hate it. No, I think it's great, but I think it's a little bit too overblown. As like the Final Fantasy, but I don't think it's the Final Fantasy. I wouldn't recommend it as the first one either. I think Final Fantasy VII got a remake because it is actually relatively well known as an IP, and it deserved a rewrite. And it had so many other things going for it, right? It is literally the probably the game that had that could use so much more narratively, being given the narrative love it deserved. And I think that it had a great choice of being a remake. Final Fantasy X, I loved it, and it does not need a remake. The thing that needs a remake is Final Fantasy X-2, if you remember that. I'm still a little bit sore about it. 10 and 10, like 10-2 is just fan service on a stick. Like 10 was successful, it did all the things right, and the two things that but the storyline was the ending of 10 was too bittersweet. We needed to give the fans what they want and find a way for Yuna to get her happily ever after too, even though it wasn't necessary. If they had it as a rerun Beyond Journey's End type deal, where it's and it's just fan service on so many different levels. First off, getting all the female characters with guns and being scantily clad, it's just, of course, and doing the unforgivable thing of not having Yuna as part. Not having Yuna as. Not Yuna. Not having Lulu as part of the game. So, no. No.
I remember the two Final Fantasy games my brothers grinder the heck out of was FF10-2 and FF13.
I'm sorry for your brother. 13.
Oh yeah, the true crime. Lulu best grill.
The crime of like literally the worst. 10-2 was one of the worst. 13 was labeled corridor simulator. So I don't. So I wouldn't fault your brother for being turned off RPGs like forever. How'd you like my castle? Oh, there it is. Whew. What's the dude's name? Who's the composer behind Batman? like, and a bunch. What's his name? Who's the composer behind the original Batman theme? From the the one that.
Danny Elfman.
Yes. Complete Danny Elfman vibes. This is Danny Elfman, like, writ large. Because Danny Elfman's music always very good for character-driven narratives. Okay, it's different on the second playthrough. Let me hear it. Whoa, the woodwind, the percussion stuff. Oh, wow, castanets, giving it that Spanish arabesque vibes. Tambourines. And the circus, sounds go full swing. You could hear the trombones doing the elephant stomp. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, listen to that friggin' going full on percussions, going full ham on the percussive sound effects. But yep, oboes, plucking pizzicato strings. Like the original had that as well, but friggin' all the triangles and glockenspiels and all the various different little instruments in the background adding to the sound compared to the original. Oh, it's so perfect. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, wow. Bum, 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 bum. Yep, definitely the percussion.
Phooey! Emperor Castell's stupid orders! Edgar, you pinhead! Why have you had to live out here in the middle of the stinking desert? These recon jobs are the pits. There's sand on my boots.
Hold on, sir. Of course, you cannot.
Pathetic idiots.
Okay. Like, of course the sound of you.
Iconic laugh.
Yeah, there you go. Sakivka, what in the world brings you?
Out of my way.
Oh, actually,
Out of my way.
there we go. Much, much better. Okay. So, what do we have? Lock. Just a nod. Like, man nod, man nod, man nod, man nod. You wouldn't be thinking of invading the kingdom next, would you? We all have an alliance. An alliance? With this miserable little sandpit? Don't make me laugh. I've been busy. You've been busy now taking over country or three. Or three. Just what is the Empire up to? That's none of your concern. Okay, let me try that again. You've been busy down south taking over a country or three. Just what's the Empire up to? That's none of your concern. What bring Emperor Gestalt's own court mage, Kefka, to my humble castle? A girl of no importance recently escaped from us. We heard she found a refuge here. This wouldn't happen to do with that which everyone's been whispering about, would it?
Oh, lies!
She merely sold something of minor value.
Is she here?
That's a tough one. There are more girls here in the grains of sand in the desert. I don't think that's true. It's a bit of a man fest here. Sausage fest? Yeah, there's a bit of a sausage fest here. A man couldn't possibly keep track of them all.
Oh, Edgar. You know, you only stand to lose by trying to hide her from us. I truly hope nothing happens to your precious castle, Figaro.
Okay, I didn't like the sound of that. Where's Terra? There she is. Hope she's not terrified. Hooray! Take her to her room. I have to say, Enchantment Chancellor and I have something planning to do. Being king's not all tea and crumpets. Now, if you... Okay, you've just said that, so now you are automatically having a British accent for the rest of the playthrough. Being a king's not all tea and crumpets now. Okay, but... I don't think a Cockney accent would work on you as well either. So follow me. Yep. Dup. Do.
I mean, everyone in FF14 has a British accent.
I mean, it's which British accent's more the important thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to drag you around like this without giving you a chance to rest then.
Locke, right? Edgar told me about you. Is it true that you're a thief?
I'm Le Trésor Entier. On the surface, Edgar pretends to support the Empire. Truth is, he's collaborating with the underground resistance group called the Returners. I serve as their go-between. The old man you met in Nars is one of us too. The Empire... But I'm an Imperial soldier. Not anymore. They were using you. That's all. That things are different now, right?
It's just, I don't know what I should do. Wherever I try to think, it just makes my head hurt, even worse.
Then don't think, feel. All that matters now is to make your own decisions from now on. Try not to think too hard right now. You know what you do when the time comes, right?
But how will I know which choice is right?
Aww.
Try not to think too hard,
okay.
But do think about betrayal.
Yep. This is oh wait, this is the Empire theme from before. So we've heard this before. The bell tolls. The timpani roars. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. It's interesting that they decided to use the Empire theme here, but of course it works a lot better than Kefka's theme, right? Because things are a lot more serious. It's the Empire, Kefka. He's set stones on fire. What do you think you're doing? Panicking soldier. The castle's on fire. The castle's on fire.
Fire, fire, yeah.
He set fire to the sun.
Bring me the girl. Now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, then enjoy the barbecue.
Get her ready. Yes, sire. Oh, I remember this. Is get her ready is like, oh, had a change of heart? It seems I have no choice. Or perhaps I do.
Oh my! The brave and noble knight abandons his people to save his own skin. How utterly delightful!
Jump! All right, sink her into the sand. Woohoo! Hooray! Figaro dive mode engaged. Man, this blew my mind when I was a kid. Witness the glory of Figaro! How they managed to keep the secret, I don't know. And here's the thing, right? With that happening, it makes contextual sense now with the castles in the middle of the desert. Alright? Oh, here comes the Magitech armor. And I do remember the, whatchamacallit,
Indeed, so it can burrow through the ground.
I remember this making, well, this is an Easter egg. Very important. Oh, Bioblaster, we hardly know her. There's an important Easter egg. What's the matter, Edgar? And here's that's a cool thing because Locke didn't notice when we started first. What made you jump like that all of a sudden? Did you just see what I saw? You did, right? Right? Yeah, this kid's really something, huh? Really something? That was magic! Magic! Magic? She was magic? Terra. Your name was Terra, right? What exactly was that just now? I'm sorry, No, we're the ones who should be apologizing. Didn't mean to make such a big deal out of it. Nor did I. It just surprised me. I've never seen actual magic before. Where did you... Doesn't matter, does it, Edgar? It doesn't matter if she used magic. Hooray for some Attitude Era references. Terra can use magic and we can't. That's all there is to it, yeah? Magic could really help us. Right now. Thank you, Locke. Thank you, Edgar. Oh, wink. Oh, swoon. Okay. I guess she's not much of a Arrow Ace icon anymore. Okay, let's go ahead and just use fire a bit more. And more bioblasts. Oh, okay. Should have used auto crossbow, but that's fine. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, no XP? Aw, come on. But we've got our 2 high potions, so that's fine. Bravo! Figaro! Wait, shouldn't he be Italian then? If his son's named Figaro?
Son of a sandworm, you pay for this!
Okay. That was great. Were those pet people? I'm scared. There's something we'd like you to meet. There's someone we'd like you to meet. Like I told you before, we're members of the Returners. Would you be willing to meet our leader? Take me to your leader. Magic is going to be key in winning this war. Magic? That is for reacting to your magical powers. There's got to be a relationship, right? I don't know any more than you do, so these powers just come naturally to me. But no human is born with the powers you have. Oh, wow.
So clearly Edgar is a machinist.
Yes.
That is interesting that the king of a burrowing mobile castle is a machinist, implying the idea that he could have designed or helped upkeep the structure.
In the introduction to Edgar, they said that he was the one who headlined the Industrial Revolution, or the Machine Revolution. Meaning that...
Hi everyone.
Oh. Hi, Master Chief. thanks for being here. We're unfortunately about to... Well, we're not actually about to end the stream. Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Chief.
Yeah, but we're playing Final Fantasy VI now. And I'm just spending a lot of time gushing over the music. And maybe little tidbits of lore here. But it is... Yeah, it is insinuated that... well, not insinuated. In the lore, what happened was there used to be magic. There's no magic now because the Esperes has been sealed off in a different dimension. And with the magic being gone, humans technologically revolutionized, and Edgar was spearheading the revolution. So you could see that Narshi, being the steampunk town that it is, amongst other areas in the region, benefited from the technology boost. So yeah. So there's that. What should I do? Empire's going to be coming after us, so they want your powers for their own, right? So if they get them, the world's done for. Wow, that's literally a lot of pressure to put on a young girl. You want to understand your powers, don't you? Then I think you should meet with Bannon. He may be able to help you find out more about why you have them. Okay. Please, Edgar's right. There's a cave just south of here that leads to South Figaro. Let's head in that direction. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate, though, because the thing is, we have a we were able to run around on a chocobo, but we don't have the chocobo theme. But here you go. Here's the Mode 7 graphics coming into play now. And if I remember correctly, there's not much else we could do in this area of the map. Oh, we do have a chocobo forest here, right? Let me just double check. Is this a chocobo forest? Yep, it is. Ooh, Chocobo Stable has its own theme song. And of course they used the fiddle for it. No, that's not a fiddle at all, is it? Wait, is it? What is it? Pan flute? Yep. Oh wait, that's not pan flute. It's just recorder. Or it's either a recorder or some sort of traditional flute. So I'm not sure what the Irish one is, like balalaika or some. No, not the balalaika. What's the traditional Irish flute called? I can't remember. Give me a second. What is a traditional Irish flute called? Or, okay, there's, no, not tin whistle, that's not it, but... Traditional, recorder. Okay, recorder, flipple flute, duck flute. So I guess it's a recorder. Flauto dolce, yeah. Hope you don't get too much PTSD of learning that instrument back in the days in middle school or whenever it was. Elementary school. Right. Kupo? Yeah. No, Koopa is Mog. Okay. Yes, please. 100 gil just for the song. Worth every penny. Come on. Shockable. Okay, right. I'm in love with the theme song all over again. And there's a couple of things you might want to know. Is that why this is an important... well, the song is quite literally very... I think, oh, this sounds so upbeat, sounds so nice.
This theme does not sound like it came from a game this old, lol.
Yeah. No, actually, there's just... It might actually sound older because there's just so many cues. It sounds like a theme that came from the 80s, not rather than the 90s. With all the synthesizer. Because what happens is... Okay, so... SNES composition rules. Either A, you make the most out of the synthesizer and lean into the classical aesthetics that you could actually get out of it like really well. Or you lean hard into the synthesizer and get the entire 8-bit like a gaming soundtrack down pat and make it sound like a video game, because this is probably the most video gaming sounding, like if you look up video game music, this is probably the most video game music sounding thing that you could imagine, right? You could hear all the friggin' 80s synth drum first of all, right? And using the saw waves, various different waves types. You could even hear the friggin' Mr. Roboto going C, H, H, O, B, C, O, D, O, you know. About. Leaning hard into the 80s aesthetic. So, a couple of things why that works so well here is that, sure, it brings up the levity in the game very much, but it's a complete break of everything else in the game. So, meaning that you here have basically a high...
Okay, I must go now. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for being here, by the way, Snake. Thanks for being in here in my music lecture of sorts. Yep.
Good night.
But yeah, good night. I know this is a lot different from my usual
Have
streams.
a good one, Chief.
Yeah. But yeah, the song is just so tonally and it's just so different that it breaks up the usually more melancholic, orchestral, grand orchestra feel of the RPG feel of the game. So yeah, there's that, and that's why things like, for example, the Golden Saucer, I think, is so beloved in the Final Fantasy VII, because you have a complete break from the current reality into something like modern, like an amusement park. And this is just 80s in a box. Friggin' Stephen Hawking sounding talk box, like voice sampling stuff. Yep. And even in the original, I remember them going chocobo as well, albeit very, very poorly. Okay, let me just see if I could actually. Can we switch in the middle of the game? Yeah. Even the original had chocobo. Yep. The original still had a distinct. It didn't even lean that hard into the aesthetic as the arrangement was. But yeah, this is what you expect Super Nintendo era music or a little bit earlier stuff to sound like, because that's what the hardware was capable of.
I couldn't sleep.
Aw, okay. He came back to the Chocobo song though, so I'm not sure if I could help you in that because it feels sad.
Drew.
Yep. Don't worry, just put me in the background and just keep listening, and maybe you could just drift off as I talk in a slightly more whatchamacallit tone, podcaster tone. That'll put you to sleep, right? Podcasting. If you switch this into a podcast, I'll make you sleepy immediately, right? But I was saying that this is the original Chocobo theme. You came at a good time because we're talking about the Chocobo theme. And how the original Chocobo theme is leaning into like the levity, it's funny and it's different. And the arrangement made it so that it's so much more 80s aesthetic with all the synths and all the synthetic drums. So yeah, hope you get some sleep though, buddy. If I don't, if you are on here and I don't hear from you chatting, then I'll know somehow that you are falling asleep, and I hope that's good. But yeah. O B C O B O. I still can't spell Chocobo to save my life. Okay, let's just head to the cave now. All right. Yep, so current location, Narsh. Chocobo Stables, Narsh Mines. Oh, you could actually see what different locations have different things. Okay. And do we have a cave sound yet? Okay. King Edgar, where are you headed, sire? Through the cave to the eastward to what's South Figaro. We'll make it the returners' quarters in the north. Return the castle and pass the word along. Yep. Understood, sir. Take care. Oh, and I guess you won't be able to get through here. Oh, this is a new song. Okay. Guitars. Whew. Flute really does hit. Glockenspiel, welcome. Doubling up on the melody here. Again, this is more Danny Elfman than John Williams right now. The guitar is an interesting choice. Having... Let me just actually turn off encounters, right? I remember there's something that you could do to get the turtle to come across, but... Oh, right. Flute taking the center stage here.
What do you call a monologue given by a conductor? A glockenspiel. I couldn't sleep because I'm drinking and being a turd.
Here's a bonk for mana. And yeah, drinking really does mess with your sleep cycle, huh? Okay. Yep, just hopefully let me just talk and ramble and being nonsensical and let me lull you into sleep if I can, okay? That's what I could do for now. But other things is... Oh, actually, here's one thing I could... since you're under the influence, it's probably not advisable, but go do some cleaning or something. You've become so sleepy. Like, yeah, just look up and do a task that's gonna take you something like 15 minutes that you've been putting off, and then you want to sleep right away. Like, do some cleaning, arrange your desk and stuff, or clean up some stuff, and you're like, oh my god, I and then you bonk right into bed because I'm not sure, but ADHD brain do be like that. Don't go rattling off and blaming yourself on not being able to sleep and just stressing out that you can't sleep. Instead, just trick your brain into being sleepy by doing something completely off kilter, like cleaning is one thing. Something that you always put up. There's always cleaning to do, right?
It's cool, man. I did that. Now I'm back.
Okay. Let me see. Turn on encounters. But yeah, this song is just pretty cool as well. This is the Caves in General song right now. And listening it to a couple of times, you could hear the flute, guitar, but the most important spice in this is the glockenspiel. The gentle sounds, the gentle ringing from the glockenspiel really adds to the entire thing. Doubling up on the melody sometimes. You could hear it also a little bit doubling up on the guitar. And you could hear the counter melody being played, the B melody now being played in the strings.
It's called the South Figaro Cave, I believe.
Yeah. Yep. And the choir's sound is also a bit of a canned sound compared to what you get from a real choir. Yeah, you could hear the choir sound going on as well. But it's a bit of a canned sound. Comparison to what you might hear from a real choir. It is a real choir, but I mean what it is, it doesn't not fully utilized. Okay. And of course there's the guitar. Okay, so you could one of the few things that I notice is that okay, Unseelie, hardly Nui. Yeah, but okay, so there's that, and I think there's South Figaro right now. Belmador! I hardly know her. Turn around. Bright eyes. Just gonna auto crossbow you.
Was that a Johnny I hardly knew ya reference?
Of course. Did you expect anything else from me? Tarlin Poisona. Disturbing the peace. Oh wait, that's a different persona. Okay. Like I said, sorry. Here I am, trying to lull you into peace. No, lull you into sleep. And I'm making so many references that's going to give you so many dopamine hits that's going to interrupt you from doing that. I am so sorry. Hey, that was Shadow, wasn't it? Hooray, Shadow. Without a shadow of a doubt, that was Shadow. Okay.
Hee hee hee. I'm not trying to sleep.
Okay.
Sleep is a mistake.
Okay. Hooray! Okay. It's weird that there's exclamation points now to tell you that there's stuff hidden. Antidote. And more stuff. Hey guys, we're on a boat. This ship ain't going anywhere. Again, the subtle differences between the recorder could be heard. Like, it is interesting that they decided to, yeah, recorder rather than the flute here. There's a bar. Ooh. Oh goodness, we're gonna get the shadow. Oh my goodness. We're gonna get the shadow theme, aren't we? We're getting a shadow the shadow theme. Oh, I have to brace for this. Like kind of like brace for impact.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Oh man.
Chaos
okay.
control.
Yep. No, wrong shadow. Not the hedgehog, my friend. Okay. I'm okay, so like I said, so many themes I haven't heard before. So this is going to be the first time hearing the rearranged shadow theme. I can't wait for the jawbone harps to come into play. And is it going to just be a like whistling, whistling, or it's going to be some other instrument? I don't know. Ah, the jawbone harp. Sorry, I can't handle the dopamines. Ugh. Okay, first goosebumps of the stream. And no one questioned.
Harmonica, not even once.
It's a jawbone harp. That's the ghost tone. Oh yeah. Did they just harmonize with whistling? And no one in their right mind questioned why the heck did they put a friggin' cowboy theme to a ninja? And it works. How? I'm sorry. I am overloading on dopamine. I can't. I could stay here forever. Okay.
Harmonica, sorry. Well, consider how closely linked Westerns and old Japanese media were linked.
It's interesting. Yep. Looked like the student of Duncan's. Yep. All donuts. Okay. Empire's been invading one town after the other. I wonder how safe we are in South Figaro. That man's got a nasty look about him. Duncan's been training his boy, Vargas, along with his other students. He's always grumbling about how the kids these days never seem to make any progress. Oh no! He's fallen into the Zoomer trap. The full effects...
In fact, I think a lot of the samurai movies from Japan in the black and white era were inspired by spaghetti westerns.
But that's samurai, not ninjas. Right? Okay. I wonder. I need to look up old Kurosawa films.
True, but it's still Japan.
I need to look up old Kurosawa films and see if any of the soundtracks of old Kurosawa films influenced the choice of Shadow having a Western theme song. I'm gonna save this as a separate save file because...
Are we talking about Seven Samurai?
We might be talking about Seven Samurai, but yeah, Kurosawa's Seven Samurai is one of the Kurosawa films, but he has a bunch more. Ignore us and maybe we'll just disappear. Back off, Locke. That guy looks familiar. Comes and goes like the wind, swearing allegiance to no one. Hidden behind his wintry gaze lies a face known to none who live. Yes, please. Hi, Shadow. That's Shadow, alright? He's an assassin. He kills his own best friend for the right price. Guess we better steer clear of him. Leave us. The dogs eat strangers. Yes! Oh man, the dopamine. The nostalgia hits. Okay. Any elixirs?
Out of my way, I've got to get this cider over the old timer, because, see, some of us have jobs. Now scram.
Oh, I remember this whole fetch quest thing. Oh man, it's all over. Hi buddy, can I sleep with you?
I think it's neck actually.
Yep. Great, now it's all, now we're all drawn into war. Sure. Okay. No yowzas. Okay. And the relic store. Wait. Double walking speed. You want to explain relics? Yep. Sprint. Got the wheels. Weapons on both hands. Nice code. Makes you shield others in attacks. Dragoons. Makes you jump attacks. 2 relics. Why not 3? Geez, game designers. Get with the program. How do you like? How's that for a reference? Okay. Let's sell a couple of things. We'll first sell off one of our auto crossbows because we spent too many on it.
Wait, say it again.
Wait. 2 relics. Why not 3? Geez, game designers, get with it. Okay, so the it's a Game Grumps reference. It's a friggin' Mickey Mouse episode. The one they were making fun of all the knockoff AVGN clones. I'm not sure if you have that or remember that at all. Okay. So we have a knight's code. We have sprint. We'll get 1 sprint shoes, 1 silver spectacles, 2 star pendant, 3, 4, 5, and let's start equipping. We're gonna give you the knight's code because you are the one with the defenses. Prevents poison, darkness, prevents petrification. Oh, no, wait, actually. Prevents, yeah, sprint shoes is fine. And then we're gonna give you the petrification and poison prevention. And the silver spectacles here. We're out of money, but that's fine. We haven't been farming money at all, so that's completely understandable.
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? Yep. And it's just me remembering, whatchamacallit, Dan Abadan losing his crap. Welcome to South Figaro.
This game is describes 12 different forms of excrement.
Yes. Dudu kakadiki kiki Cuckoo papa. Poo poo caca. Pee pee. Yep. Will it come to war? Okay. Oh, we have upstairs. Do we have a clock? Default speed walk for a little bit. Because I'm having trouble actually walking. In the game. Did I just own myself first for being quadriplegic? I did a self-own, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Glad I could make those kinds of jokes. Little girl. Clang, clang, clang. I'm a Magitech armor. General Leo, forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. So this dude's an informant to the Empire. He could hear, it's like it's interesting on subsequent playthroughs that you could hear, like, see all the little details. Being sprinkled into the narrative. And actually important narrative stuff. Oh no, we don't have any money left over for gear. Alright, so what do we do? Do I farm money outside and just grab the gear before we continue? Come on, little kid. Servant for the richest family in town? Oh, you're the one who works done. Out of my way. It's interesting that this plays into... Yeah. Bring me some cider, maybe I'll talk with you. Cider, I hardly know her. Okay.
Who's that into 12 forms of excrement that they can describe it?
Well, I don't know. Game Grumps, apparently. Man. Just coming in here for a little bit of a dopamine hit every single time. Wait, are we supposed to... we're supposed to stop him, right?
Sorry, read the comment history.
Yep, I remember. Somehow I've forgotten what's supposed to happen here. Or maybe we're supposed to grab the cider from him. There we go. I thought that we had a stealing. I think stealing was the whatchamacallit much later in game, right? And we also have an item shop here. And do we have the... Or do we just buy the... Do we buy it from the item shop? Or or is it the stealing quest? Don't worry, I'll remember eventually. You do not have... Yeah, I don't have this. Do we sell the ethers now? At the very least, I know that...
You're supposed to steal when the time comes.
Yeah, it's not here yet. Or if I'm remembering this happening like later, during the split. Wait. Oh yeah, that's a safe spot here for reasons. Okay, so I'm going to end the stream in about 15 minutes, right? And while I'm off camera, I'll go and farm cash a little bit and upgrade my gear. And we'll be back by tomorrow, I think. So I'm going to take my time now to wind things down. And also probably improve my tags a little bit. So see if there's more people joining. If I improve my tags a little bit on the live stream, that more people join me on the YouTube side. Because apparently it's either the YouTube's not working well or there's no viewers. Yeah. Well, there's like a few viewers, 3 viewers right now. But I think it's not. I'll improve the tags and stuff a little bit. And I'll see if there's more armor. But yep. Okay, walk please. It's too... I'm too... Noise Blaster, Bio Blaster, Great Sword. So we need 800 for 2 Mithril Swords. 800 each for each of you. And 300 for a Mithril Knife. No, you actually have a Mithril Knife on Terra, so... Just 2 Great Swords. Yep. Two heavy shields. Okay, so 400, 150, plumed hat. Okay, so this is, yep.
Time to grind.
1 Kenpo Gi. 250. 200. Yes. Wait, that's 2 lots of 800. That's 16. Yeah, 16 plus 450. That's 2050. Plus 750 is 2800. 2 heavy shields is 400, which is 30. How much? I'm doing mental math when I don't need to. That's 36. So 3600. I'm gonna see if how fast I can achieve that. Just grinding the other enemies here. Yeah, preemptive strike, fine. And we could even auto battle, so. Yep. 280. Let's see if we're, because we're trying to complete the bestiary as well, so bestiary. So it'd be helpful if they okay. So do we actually do that? But yeah, I'm going to actually take this time to thank my members. So let's actually do that. Before we continue here. Right, let's go ahead and go see our members list. So let's thank Apilux, thank Random Manta, Alpha Vega Chapa, Techno. Was one of the Legacy members now, though. I'm Islam, Burton, Sherry Zahid, and Nana AU. So if you join up or sign up to being either a member on YouTube by clicking the join button, or becoming a subscriber on Twitch, you get a perk. You get turned into a Pokemon and get some cool badges and emojis. And yeah, that's pretty much the list of the perks. If I actually ever make a long form video, you get to see those first. You might even see like previews and reviews and asking for edits and stuff, or asking for additional things you want to be included. So there's that. But that's pretty much the benefit of the membership program here. And with that being said, if you want to actually support me in any other way, feel free to like the video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you want to see more, click on the button to get notified for when I go live. And hopefully you enjoyed me rambling on endlessly about Final Fantasy music. It has been an interesting stream. And yeah, I know I spent almost all of the 4 hours that I'm streaming. Now, I'm a little bit under today, though, but almost all 4 hours streaming, getting various different bits of the lore, but mostly just gushing about music and how much I love it. So hopefully we could get some good footage out of it for my shorts, but it's not always going to be great footage always. But let's see if we have some nice clips. We'll get some decent clips here. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Good time for us to sign off here. All right, folks.
Have a good day, Biggie and all. I would love to see more FF6 if I say so.
Yep, thank you for being here. And the other good thing about FF6, really, really easy on my PC. In comparison to Warhammer, which puts it right at the brink of burning it alive. All right, folks. Thanks for being here. It's me and Big, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Streaming again tomorrow. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.